sharing some tips and insights from entrepreneurs, business professionals, and inspired individuals from the San Francisco Bay Area and beyond. The Close the Deal show also features public announcements, Entrepreneur Week, and also nonprofit organizations as well as small business owners. And if you're looking for strategies to help your business or educate the public, then you're in the right place. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining today. Today, we're going to have open topics, multiple open topics. And I'm referring to several things in the realm of not only business, but in acknowledgement. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge a wonderful, beautiful, soul, down to earth woman by the name of Zena Contreras. She's a former guest on the show. She's a life coach. But through her active involvement with the Close the Deal show in being not only a contributor, but most importantly, acknowledging what the Close the Deal show does. And she was able to close the deal with also the CEO of Good News Radio, who also, Mr. Keith, done the show in Los Angeles. And those two, because of the connection with the Close the Deal show, closed their own deal. She has now her own radio talk show on the Good News Radio. You can streamline it, but most importantly, you could pull the app up on your cell phone. So if you have a smartphone, please look up Good News Radio and learn more and more about how our young generation sees the world and today's topic. But most importantly, look up Zena Contreras' life coach video on the Close the Deal show YouTube channel, as well as Keith, the CEO of Good News Radio, Entrepreneur Week, a young CEO who has rise and steady rising in today's society and making a difference, but bringing you good, raw, uncut, good news. So I want to change the topic now to a former guest on the show who was just recently on the show a few weeks ago. Her name is Paola Laverty. This wonderful, down-to-earth, also good woman has recently been elected along with her colleagues on the Board of Renters in Berkeley. These women and men have not only taken the time out to learn about something that they're compassionate about, but they've taken the time out to do what the Close the Deal show do. Educate the public, not just on business strategies, but on resources, job opportunities, and housing. Why is that important? Because we live not only in the Bay Area, but as well as in San Francisco, where there's a big epidemic in housing, where people are sleeping on the streets, people are homeless, and people are involved in activities that leads them to not be able to have a nice bed, a nice roof over their house, and these type of activities don't make it available to where they're working. And if they are, some want the opportunity to have it just like you. A roof over their head, hot warm water, a shower, and a nice place to lay their head with a furniture, with a stove, an opportunity, a place that they can call home. Something that a lot of people in San Francisco you see so often don't. Some are living under the freeway, some are living under the bridge, some are living in the alleyway. But we have a big problem. But this particular woman, Paola Laverty, in Berkeley, fighting for renters' rights, fighting for affordable housing. The same type of issues many of us find ourselves privileged to not be suffering from. So we want to be able to find a way to continue to support women like her and to find our way of being involved. So I also want to thank a good friend of mine who's always going to be on the show. Mr. Jasper Smith. If you haven't tuned in to Mr. Build Wealth on Instagram, you might want to learn who Mr. Build Wealth is. Someone that knows how to manage his money, but someone that is willing to educate you to show you how to make the right sound investments with your money. Because there's no sense of you always living from paycheck to paycheck or being broke. Why is that? It's because if you're working, you can always put $1 away for a rainy day. And Mr. Build Wealth, Jasper Smith, a recurring guest on this show, always is willing to sit down with you, the viewer, at home, by phone, by FaceTime, by any way means necessary through email, by communication with today's technology. So tune in to Jasper Smith, watch his videos. But if you're in the Bay Area, attend one of his financial boot camps. He will educate you and show you how, when you come across some money, the best way to invest it. If you're looking to put your son or daughter in college, a way to put that money away so you will have it 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Because you know kids grow real fast, and you don't want to look up tomorrow and don't have the money to basically put them in college, as well as secure your home. So you surely want to be able to be aware of how to make the sound investment, as well as closing the right deal and doing the right type of business. This is what we do on the Close the Deal show. We provide you information, tips, and insight from experts from not just the Bay Area and beyond, but from companies that are well established. I'm talking about companies like LinkedIn. I'm talking about people at Google. I'm talking at people that have made a big impact in this world for the companies that work with. I'm talking about a man, a significant man that I call a good friend of mine, Brian Breckenridge. Look up Box.org, a global network, a company that can help you store your information. These recurring guests are people who are making a difference not in your neighborhood, but in society as a whole. So always tune in and learn some new tips. But we have to make these acknowledgments for the people that have recently attended the show. But our mainly focus point on the show is business. So if you're starting out in business and you want to learn new ideas, you can always call in at 415-861-6648 and allow our experts to answer your questions. Because a business model, you may be starting a business, but one of the things that you want to be able to do is share your insight. So if a person is developing a business and wants to know more about ways to increase revenue in a business, you might be asked a question like, what business critical problems do you solve for your customer? And if you have, say for instance, a small business like a retail store, who knows exactly what you're identifying as far as in retail? And what I mean by that is, say you have a mom and pop stop store where you're selling t-shirts and you want to know what kind of problem you're solving, where some people find it more convenient to go to Amazon and order online other than going to the mall. Today's technology, has made it to where people don't like going to the mall no more. So one of your customers may be somebody who don't like to go out much, but you figured out a way to reach that audience with an online service. So you want to be able to recognize who's buying what today and how to do that. Because I'm doing that with the Close the Deal show. I'm recognizing not so much about people want to be on TV, but so much about who wants to create a social impact in society, because they've already established themselves. And a lot of people know that Bill Gates is a conglomerate. Warren Buffett is a conglomerate. We're talking about people who have made billions of dollars but are looking for ways to give back. Okay, Bill Gates have literally donated hundreds of millions to people all over the world, and that's a contribution. I look for people to come on this show that is willing to create a social impact that can help someone that has a small business where that person can hire more people in its community and that person can make a contribution and contribute to providing. Because if you hire someone in your neighborhood, that allows that person to spend money in their neighborhood where it comes back full circle. So these are the type of questions where you never know that you may be asked as a business owner. To answer that question, you need to be able to figure out and research to know exactly what your customer is looking for. So you want to be clearly aware of that. See, in business, we all know it's about making money, but it's also about establishing relationships, and that's very important. Before you can even make some money, you want to be able to get to know the person, and you want the person to be able to get to know you. And it becomes more than just business. It becomes a human type relationship. And we all know that you can go in any department store. You might not get the same type of service that you get in the mall that you might get in the store that you go into on a regular basis. So that's another thing. When you are a business owner, you have to always teach. And I'm changing the subject matter to customer service. That's why we're talking about other topics, different topics. And customer service plays a major role in how your business succeeds. A lot of business, small businesses and larger businesses, they develop a system in how to approach a customer. So they do research. They find out what a customer's interests are, what they like, how old they are, what favorite color they like, what their tastes are. Interests these people. So it's very important that you find out what it is your customer likes and the age bracket. So I want to change the subject on the business model aspect, on questions being asked. I want to change the subject on customer service. I want to change the subject on what do you want to know about the Close the Deal show? What interests you about this particular show and why you continue to tune in? If you have any questions that you would like answered, please call in. We are live, 415-861-6648. Again, 415-861-6648. This is the Close the Deal show, where we like to educate the public on not only business strategies, but on safety. And last week, I featured one of my first segments on safety prevention. And I'm talking about this again is because it's something that you got to really, really take heed to. People in San Francisco and the Bay Area, and to the tourists that tune in. It's regarding don't leave nothing in your car. And I think every time that this show comes on, I'm going to make that a reminder. Don't leave anything in your car. It's very important because people are not only losing property, but they're losing time off from work. Okay? And why? They got to go get their car fixed after someone then broke it in. So if you take the moment to reflect why it's important not to leave anything in your car, then you will understand several things. One, it will prevent you from having to pay car damage. It will prevent you from having to write a report to the police station. It will prevent you from having to notify your insurance company. It also will prevent you from stress. And that's only because you have to take at least a second to remember. If you like it, don't leave it. Okay? And I don't suggest you leave a bottle of water because you don't know who might be walking in your neighborhood. And it doesn't matter if you're in the suburbs, and it doesn't matter if you're in the hood. It doesn't matter if you're in the mall. It doesn't matter if you're in the parking lot. It doesn't even matter if you're in a place where they have security. Don't put yourself in a situation to where you don't know who's watching you and you don't know whether or not you can be a victim. Okay? So why not just avoid it all completely? Leave all your valuables at home because the holidays are here now. Okay? Thanksgiving is what? Right around the corner. Christmas is right around the corner. So let's be mindful. Ladies, gentlemen, teenagers, let's be mindful. When you out shopping during the holidays, right? This is not the right way to shop, okay? This is not the right way to shop. Taking all your belongings, going in another store, and leaving all your belongings that you just bought in one store and going to buy some other stuff, but leaving it in the car. That's not the right way to shop. If you want to shop and you're going to one specific place, but you decide to want to go somewhere else, take your stuff home. Wait till another day and go to that other store. But if you feel you need to go, go. But don't leave your belongings in the car. They're coming out, okay? And when I mean they coming out, there are going to be perpetrators out there looking to do business negatively towards you. So we want you to close the right deal by securing your safety. And in doing so, be mindful. This is seasonal time of year for you to make sure all your property is safe as well as you. But don't be unmindful in thinking that no one is paying attention. Someone is always looking. Something that my mama always told me, boy, whatever you think you're doing, somebody's always watching you. And in business, your competitors is always watching. It's the same thing. They want to see how you're continuously increasing people to watch you, to buy from you. So during this time, I strongly suggest and request that everyone be safe during these holidays. Okay? When you're out shopping, don't be having money hanging out your pocket. Don't be standing around counting your money so people can see in these establishments that you're going to, because that's not the right type of business that you want people to recognize that you do. Don't be flashy. There's no need to. Because if you like it, you better take it with you or you can lose it. This is a very serious subject matter, whether you recognize it or not. We're in the holiday season. Be safe out there, okay? Don't drive while you're drinking. Excuse me. Don't drive and drinking at the same time, okay? So get you an Uber driver. That's the good business to do business with, or a Lyft driver. That's another good business to do with. At the same token, just be mindful. We're trying to prevent any casualties this year in San Francisco during the holiday season. I don't want to turn on the news and hear about the wrong type of business. I want to hear about some good business. So that's why it's important for you to make sure. Don't leave nothing in your car. Don't be driving and drinking at the same time, alcohol, because we want to ensure that the people in San Francisco and the Bay and beyond are safe during the holiday season. These tips is insight for you to understand. And if you just tuned in and you're visiting our city, right? Be very mindful, ladies, strictly ladies, foreigners who may not be able to speak English, okay? Don't be looking around all over the place because there are thieves out there who don't know how to do business the right way. And you could become a victim if they see you as a tourist. We don't want you to be a victim. We want you to continue acknowledging this beautiful city. This is the right type of business that we do in preventing hazards by giving you the inside tips how to shop and how to secure your property while you're visiting this beautiful city. So just keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Close the Deal show, where we like to educate you on business strategies, safety prevention, job opportunities, and education. And there's plenty of it. So before we close this deal, we would love to hear from you. If you have suggestions or questions, or even want to be a guest on the Close the Deal show, you can reach us at www.theclosethedealshow.com. San Francisco Bay Area viewers, you can find us every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. on cable Comcast or online on YouTube. Just type my name, Terrence McCray, the Close the Deal show. Live shows are on Wednesday. Worldwide, you can also downstream us at BAVC SF Common, channel 29 or 76. Please subscribe and comment on your favorite episode. Take good care, everyone. Don't forget, find the right connections and close the deal.